Good morning, dignitaries, ladies and gentlemen. On behalf of the Ministry of Overseas Indian Affairs, the Government of the National Capital Territory of Delhi, and the Confederation of Indian Industry, I'd like to welcome you all on Day 2 of the 8th Pravasi Bhartiya Divas Convention 2010. This plenary session 3 is a session with Chief Ministers, and the topic is skill development. India needs about 500 million skilled workers in the next 2 decades if it is to leverage its democratic dividend and ensure inclusive growth for its citizens. Education and skill development are the center of philanthropic activities carried out by the overseas Indians in India. Under India's federal system, education lies in the policy domain of the state governments. What partnerships can be instituted between overseas Indians and state governments to set up a skill development infrastructure? What are the best practices can the Pravasis bring to the states? This session will examine some of these issues in education and skill development at the state level. Our guest of honor is Shri Ghulam Nabi Azad Ji, Honorable Minister for Health and Family Welfare. We'd like to welcome him warmly. He was the Parliamentary Affairs Minister in the government of the Prime Minister Manmohan Singh until 2005. He was then appointed Chief Minister of Jammu and Kashmir after delivering victories in several states including Kerala, Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. He is the crisis manager of the Congress, and he surprised many when he led the party successfully in the 2002 Assembly elections in Jammu and Kashmir. Mr. Ghulam Nabi Azad's forte is his organizational skills, having been the AICC General Secretary for a record 9 times and a member of the powerful Congress Working Committee for 18 years, which is perhaps the longest period amongst the current leaders. We also have Dr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia. He's Deputy Chairman of the Planning Commission, Government of India. He's been part of the government in many capacities. He was Director, Independent Evaluation Office at the International Monetary Fund in Washington, D.C. He's been a member of the Planning Commission before, member of the Economic Advisory Council to the Prime Minister, Finance Secretary, Special Secretary, and also with the World Bank for a number of years. He has a number of publications and professional journals and books to his credit. Please welcome Dr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia. We also have, and I'll now hand you over to Dr. Montek Singh Ahluwalia, who's chairing this session.
I'm from Japan. I want to share a best practice what Japanese are doing to get the information and knowledge, and that is that they have a program called Import Promotion to Japan. Import promotion. Most countries do export. What they are doing in Japan, import promotion. So they have 80 offices around the world, and the people of those offices are reading newspapers. If anybody's invented any new things, new services, they are inviting them every year to Japan, giving the money and investment opportunity so that those ideas come to Japan faster and quicker. And then those Japanese companies learn from them and then export those products and services. So my suggestion to all the chief ministers is that you already have the directory of all the NRIs right now, and if you call these people and send email rather than we contact you, that what expertise we have.
Thank you for the session.
Something like saying what Japan is doing.
The session very seriously. Thank you. Please, last question.
My name is Syed Ziaur Rahman. I am from Saudi Arabia, founder of Yahin.com. My question to any of the state chief ministers, when you are talking about the skill development, I would like to know which state government offering the pre-orientation program for NRIs before their departure to develop the soft skills, especially for our poor laborers who's working in Gulf, so that they can represent our country in more confidently. Thank you.
In Gujarat, we are doing this activity, and particularly our scope movement is useful to the students, those who are going to the abroad, and to the laborer also.
Ladies and gentlemen, I'm afraid we'll have to finish that session. Please wait for a few minutes. Let me tell you where the state sessions are going to be held. This is for your information. Orissa, first floor lounge. Karnataka, hall number 2. J&K, hall number 3. Kerala, main hall, which is here. Madhya Pradesh, hall number 4. Gujarat, hall number 5. Maharashtra, hall number 6. Bihar, room number A in the annex. Punjab, room number B in the annex. The annex building adjoins this main building. Rajasthan, room number C. Tamil Nadu, room number D. We'd like to thank our sponsors, the State Bank and our official carrier, Air India, and also Z International. Please fill in the feedback forms that have been provided in your kit bags. This will help us improve later Pravasi Bhartiya Divas. It's very important that you fill in these feedback forms and hand them back to the registration desk. Dinner tonight is at the Taj Palace Gardens, and before dinner we have a show called Maya Ravan, which is supposed to be a dance drama. Please, you're all welcome to join in, and as usual I'll give you information about the shuttle buses later in the evening. We now have a short tea break, after which you're all expected to assemble in the various halls at 1200 hours for the state sessions.